The National Inland Waterways Authority is the latest government agency seeking to be self-sufficient without reliance on the federal budget. Managing Director of the agency made this intention known when he appeared before a joint committee of the National Assembly on Maritime Transport. But he had a tough time convincing lawmakers to accept his proposal, as they faulted his presentation for having too many discrepancies. National Assembly correspondent TVC reports.
Lawmakers are still meeting with ministries, departments and agencies of government for budget defense and are putting finishing touches to their report before presenting to the Appropriations Committee for collation. At this budget defense session with the Joint Committee on Maritime Transport, the Managing Director of the National Inland Waterways Authority informs lawmakers of plans to become a self-sustaining agency without having to depend on government funding or the annual budgetary allocations.
It is noteworthy to reiterate that as a deliberate policy drive towards attaining financial autonomy, the authority exited the overhead allocation in 2020 and now poised to opting out of the current allocation comprising both overhead and personnel costs.
But it was not a walk in the park for him, as he had a tough time convincing lawmakers on why they should agree with the proposed move. The committee members kicked against the proposed move by the agency, insisting it will only make the agency less accountable and enable corruption.
But I hold the view that there are a lot of very clumsy presentation before us. Very clumsy in the true sense of budgeting and approval.
You have waterway ambulances. Are they the same as the motorboats you're talking about?
No, sir.
Okay, because that's what you have purchased for.
No, they are different. Ambulances.
But this one that you're saying, how do you purchase things that is not recorded?
The agency presented 12 billion as proposed budget estimate for 2022, with 21 billion as the total proposed internally generated revenue for the next fiscal year. But the budget defense session was short-lived as lawmakers continued to pick holes in the presentation of the proposed 2022 budget estimates.
So I think in view of the various inconsistencies observed in the budget, you have to make a fresh submission for consideration. Thank you.
In the meantime, the Appropriation Committee has started receiving reports from other committees for collation before presenting it to the Senate for approval. The Senate hopes to conclude this exercise and pass the 2022 appropriation bill before the end of the year. TVC News, Abuja.